The story and the message of The Little Engine That Could is obviously very sweet. And it's got a really great message about thinking that you can, and if you think you can, there's a better chance that you will succeed. But honestly, the 1991 film I just did not like. I feel like the animation quality is not very good. Some of the voice acting I just feel like wasn't pleasant to listen to. Not so much with the main characters, but some of the supporting characters. And I didn't really like the structure of the narrative either. Now, I'm aware that this is a lot of people's childhood favourites. If that's the case, that's absolutely fine. I never watched it as a child. I have no recollection of having seen it before. So for me, there's no nostalgia, there's no warm, fuzzy memories. I'm watching it for the first time as a 31-year-old, and that's as an animation addict. I love animations, I love animated films, and I was really looking forward to this one because I'd heard so much about it. And I've never read the book either, which I think is worth mentioning. So I don't know how it compares to the book. But honestly, the narrative I didn't like. It's about this little engine called Tillie, voiced by Kath Soucie, and I immediately knew who was voicing that character as soon as I heard the voice of Lil DeVille from the Rugrats coming out of the little train, which amuses me to no end. And it's actually helping the birthday train get to town so that this child can get presents delivered on the birthday train. And there are two elements of belief here. The first is the train, little Tillie, believing that the train has the ability to do this because it's a big job for a little engine, but she thinks she can, and with the power of thought and the power of self-belief, there's a better chance she'll succeed. But there's also this little boy who believes in the birthday train, and his, I think, sister tells him that he's being ridiculous for believing in this birthday train. Of course there's no such thing, but he believes, and through his power of belief, it might just come true. The narrative is a nice concept. The message is obviously gorgeous and so important because I think all of us can be reminded that having some belief in ourselves is not a bad thing, and that it's okay to believe in yourself, in fact encouraged. But the actual structure of the narrative and the development of it, I thought the first 2/3 of it were just boring. And that's not to say it's boring because I don't find it engaging, because I'm not the target audience, because I spend every single day watching children's cartoons because I love animation. So it could easily appeal to me, and I just think the structure of the narrative wasn't very great. I don't know if it's the same in the book. Maybe one day I'll read the book, but feel free to let me know how it compares, because I probably won't read it. But the final third I liked. I really did. So it was kind of worth it. I know films are meant to be about the journey as much as they are the destination, but the journey I didn't like, the destination I did. As I said, the quality of the animation I didn't love either. Based on the poster artwork for it, it looks gorgeous, and I thought it would be beautiful. It's the design of Tillie, yeah, I didn't mind, and a couple of the trains were pretty cool, but I don't like the colour palettes, I don't like the atmosphere. There's just a lot of things in the actual animation itself that I did not care for. So needless to say, I did not love The Little Engine That Could. I can understand why it might be a childhood favourite for some people, why there might be that nostalgia, but watching it afresh for the first time as an adult, I honestly feel like it's a little bit all over the place, and the narrative needed a bit more work, and I feel like they could have tugged on the heartstrings a bit more throughout it as well, because it just wasn't very moving for a lot of it. I don't know. I feel bad. I feel really bad for saying these things because I know a lot of people really love this film. And that's fine. I feel like everybody has a reason for the things they love. But I'm not going to pretend that I loved it just because most people do. The Little Engine That Could ultimately has a gorgeous message. Also, we have a great voice cast to go with Kath Soucie as well. We have Frank Welker, Peter Cullen, really, very strong, talented voice acting. As I said, a couple of the voices though just were not pleasant to listen to, but that's mostly the supporting characters, so not too much of a big deal a lot of the time. It's directed by Dave Edwards. Not something, well, maybe I'll watch it again a long time in the future and see how I feel with a second viewing, but I have to say it did not live up to my expectations.